everyone, Teddy Baldassar here. I'm in Geneva for Watches and Wonders, so big watch event, and Tudor and Rolex just unveiled their new watches day one, and I wanted to crank out this video so you guys can get an idea of what is new. This video is not meant to go through all the details of these new models. I wanted to kind of breeze through this, show you what's new, and also give you a fuller idea of what is going on with both of the brands. Now to start us out here, I do want to start with Tudor. So Tudor, there was a lot of conversation and speculation about what Tudor was going to unveil this year. There was conversations around the Tudor Ranger, maybe a new Black Bay GMT. Well, we did get a Black Bay GMT in a couple of different ways. One was in a way that I think people wanted, which was a 39mm case variant. But the different thing here, and the strange thing here, is it's not actually known as the Black Bay GMT anymore. Instead, the Black Bay Pro. So this is now a new model family altogether. It does have some familiar things that we've seen in the past. For one, a 39mm case. This is going to be trimming down that size quite a bit, but it does feature the MT5652 movement. So that's the same movement as the GMT or the Black Bay GMT. So we'll talk a little bit about that when we discuss the thickness here, but also comes with the T-Fit bracelet or that clasp. So that is the on-the-fly adjustment that was unveiled with the Black Bay 58 bronze. So nice to see this now being implemented in other models. With that 39mm case, you get a fixed stainless steel bezel along the outside. So kind of channeling some 1655 Explorer 2 here, also with that large GMT hand and kind of this orangish yellow tone. But let's talk about the big question here. 39mm, check. New GMT from the Tudor Black Bay family, that's a check as well. Let's talk about the thickness. Now, there hasn't been a quoted exact thickness, but there's some rumblings that it's going to be around 14.5, 14.6 millimeters. Now, this is not a surprise to me, just given the movement inside here. So this MT5652 movement on the inside, 7.5 millimeters just for the thickness of that movement. So I think it is important to keep proper expectations. We're not going to get a 58 Tudor Black Bay 58 case in the thickness department, so just be aware there. But this was probably the #1 standout from the Tudor collection. The other model that we had was the new Tudor Black Bay GMT S&G. Really kind of following that root beer format. So follows the same type of approach with former S&G models, and then of course the Black Bay GMT family, coming with a 41mm case, steel and yellow gold with the bracelet, also coming in a few different strap options as well. A new anodized aluminum insert with brown and black, and then those golden accents. Inside you have the MT5652, so same movement here. Going to have probably similar thickness around what we mentioned earlier, but a black dial, applied markers, and gold frames for the lume on that dial. Following some other additions, we have a new S&G chronograph that's going to have a new dial with this golden champagne dial available with the sunken black sub-chrono registers. This is going to, of course, mirror the opposite effect of the black dial that we've seen in the past from this family of watches. Have a variety of different straps here, a two-tone bracelet, steel and gold, fabric strap, conventional leather with contrasting stitching, then also a bun strap. And then for the movement here, you have the MT5813. So this is a 70-hour power reserve, vertical clutch, column wheel chronograph based on the B01 movement from Breitling. This has been seen in the Black Bay Chrono in the past and has been utilized for Tudor for quite some time, and I think is one of the better representations of value from the Swiss luxury chronograph perspective. More S&G models. So this is the year of the S&G, it seems like, for Tudor. We saw new variations of the Black Bay 31, 36, 39, and 41. Now, a couple standouts here in why I think this is interesting, not even just for this collection, but also just for maybe future Tudor. So in the past, we've seen Tudor utilize in this collection mostly third-party calibers. So the big news here for me is you have also the introduction with this Black Bay family with the 31, 36, 39, and 41, now getting MT in-house caliber movements for these watches. Now this is going to jump up the price, but really the price increase here is mostly as a byproduct of the S&G rather than the movement. So as much as I am interested in what these watches are presenting, I think the #1 thing here is this a sign for Tudor going forward that they're going to start utilizing a similar format here with these MT calibers and putting them in watches more towards the entry position of their entire collection. And then to round out the new Tudor models, we have the Tudor Royal. So this is now available in a few different variations. One is going to be stainless steel with a mother of pearl style dial, also available at 41, 38, 34, and 28 millimeter sizes, and also a two-tone S&G. Again, this seems to be the year of S&G for Tudor, but unlike all the other models that we've talked about so far, these are using Sellita-based calibers. So if I had to pick the standout for Tudor this year, I would definitely go with the Black Bay Pro. The fact that we're getting a new collection from Tudor is pretty remarkable. Nobody saw that coming, and this is, I think, going to show what Tudor's been doing the last few years, is kind of keeping people on their toes more than some other brands out there. And not to say that's a perfect segue into our next brand, but next we have Rolex. So Rolex this year had plenty of new models that they did unveil, but they did focus on a few key pillars. The first and most notable was with the GMT Master II. This new GMT Master II has two upgrades, or changes I should say, almost surprising changes. First is going to be that black and green ceramic insert, but the second is the crown position, crown guards, and the Cyclops, all being positioned at that 9 o'clock or 18 o'clock if we're speaking from GMT terms, which is completely new for this family and for now is only available with this model, but maybe something to look forward to in the future. On the inside, we have the 3285 movement unveiled in 2018. Now has that 70-hour power reserve. This is also available on an Oyster bracelet and a Jubilee, but this one seems to be getting a lot of buzz immediately out of the gate and was one of the key models that Rolex was showcasing. Then moving to another update from Rolex, we have a new Air King model with the reference 126900. So this is coming in with a 40 millimeter case, so nothing really out of the ordinary there. But one big change here is some added crown guards, as well as polishing to those crown guards. On the dial, a few other changes. The 3, 6, and 9 are going to have lume on the inside. Also a change at the 5 o'clock position. Instead of just saying 5, it does have the 0.5 to have a bit more of dial symmetry. And then finally, the 3230 movement on the inside, 70-hour power reserve, and this one starts at prices around $7,000. So another key new addition for Rolex this year, the Yacht Master family. So 1992, originally unveiled. We're looking at 30-year anniversary for this family. There's a few updates here. The first one comes with a new 42 millimeter Yacht Master available in yellow gold. We did see the unveiling of that white gold variant a few years ago at Baselworld. So now seeing this available in yellow gold in a similar format, 32-35 movement on the inside, 42 millimeter case, matte black ceramic insert on the outside, Oyster Flex strap, glide lock clasp on that Oyster Flex. And then also in addition to that, we did see a new Yacht Master at 42 in white gold, but with a new dial variant known as the Falcon Eye dial. Continuing with the Yacht Master, if that's not blingy enough for you, we also did see a new 40 millimeter Yacht Master with 46 cut diamonds on the bezel and lugs. It's available with a black dial as well as a dial with 400 plus diamonds. Another major update from Rolex this year was with the day date family in platinum. So we now have a new day date in platinum. The bracelet as well as the fluted bezel are going to be coming in platinum. So I think that's one of the more notable features as well. For the 40 millimeter options, there's a wide array of dials now available. You have black, slate, bright blue, diagonal texture blue, ice blue, olive green, white, diamond, and a meteorite dial. This is certainly going to be a louder release for Rolex in terms of catching attention. You also have a 3255 movement on the inside, 70-hour power reserve, and then the 36 millimeter day date is also available in platinum and also have a variety of dial colors to choose from. Also in addition, we saw some new dials for the 36 millimeter and 41 millimeter Datejust. The notable ones from the entry-level position is going to be that mint green dial. Then you have the fluted dial in green and also that blue motif dial as well, and coming with that 32-35 movement on the inside. We also saw some updates from the Rolex Day Date family in yellow gold with some different dial colors, coming in with a green with Roman numerals. You also had an onyx dial. Another key fixture was the focus on 31 millimeter Datejust. These were coming in these floral motif patterns with a few different case options as well. So they had 24 set diamonds on that floral motif dial. You have a stainless steel and white gold case, a 18 karat yellow gold case, and an Everrose Rolazor case as well. So all right guys, that is a quick rundown of many of the new releases from Tudor and Rolex this year. Of course, I couldn't go into the greatest detail on everything. More to come this week. I have plenty planned for the week at Watches and Wonders, but I wanted to get this video out, give some initial impressions. I think for myself, when looking at Tudor, I think these are some great new models, especially the Tudor Black Bay Pro. I'm interested to be able to try that one on, see how the thickness is affected in day-to-day wear. But a 39mm case with a GMT, this is something that people were requesting for quite some time, so it's very nice to see that. And then another point with Tudor is seeing just the general Black Bays, the 36s and 39s now becoming available with those MT calibers on the inside. I wonder if this is a change for Tudor going forward, and you're seeing some upgrades even with the clasp that they're using in some of these more, I would say, attainable or entry position models outside of their sports collection. And I think for Rolex, they've become in some ways the boy who cried wolf, because you get these new models that come out, and then unfortunately, I think people just come in with the same question always. I'm not going to be able to get them, or just have some transparency on deliverability to your authorized dealers. So that is one of the challenges with covering new Rolex models. In terms of just getting beyond that, not, I would say, the most noteworthy of releases. I think the big release is going to be that GMT Master II. That's the standout new bezel in a peculiar crown position in Cyclops. That is, I know Rolex is known for kind of keeping it safe. You look at that Air King and talk about not many upgrades, but that GMT Master II is actually different for Rolex standards, and actually quite more daring for Rolex standards. New crown position and new bezel, first for Rolex, so that would probably the standout from the brand. But what are your takes on these new releases from Tudor and Rolex? If you had to pick one model that was covered here, what is the one you're most interested in and why? But all right, guys, thank you again so much for watching. More to come for my time in Geneva, but I'll see you all next time.